I picked up one of these multicolored Jenga sets from Dollar Tree. Because I like darker stained wood, I pulled out all those pieces for this project. Using super glue, also from Dollar Tree, I stuck together 4 of the pieces end to end on the narrow side. Then, I stuck 2 more pieces on each of the opposite sides. Once that was done, I started adding vertical end pieces to all 4 sides. Then I stacked an extra piece on top. Flipping it over, I added 1 more piece on top of each of the feet. That's really all it took, and I was left with this really cool looking stand. I took it to my entryway table and used it to hold this beautiful olive plant. I honestly couldn't believe that this beautiful modern plant stand was made of Dollar Tree Jenga pieces.
Grab small glass jars and a few wood block games from the dollar store. Connect and adhere a chain of wood block pieces together. Adhere another connected chain of wood block pieces to the first one you created. Complete the same process until you have 4 separate chains completed. Stack and adhere 4 sets of 2-piece wood blocks together and then attach them together in the shape of an X. Paint all of the wood pieces using black chalk paint and allow the pieces to dry. Adhere all of the long wood pieces to each side of the wood-shaped X. Place a glass jar on top and insert a candle. And that's it. Create these with more or less blocks for different heights to have a stylish trio of tiered candle holders. I hope this inspires you to use wood blocks from the dollar store for cute and functional home decor. Grab mini clear plastic dessert bowls from the Dollar Tree. Paint the inside of the bowl completely with black chalk paint. Paint the outside of the bowl after the paint dries in the inside. Stack and use hot glue to adhere 3 wood blocks together, then adhere the painted bowl on top. Stack and use hot glue to adhere 4 wood blocks together, then adhere the painted bowl on top. I hope this DIY inspires you to make some stylish dollar store decor candlestick holders.
Create some curb appeal with these Dollar Tree projects. Pick up 2 matching plastic pots from Dollar Tree. Drill holes into the bottom of each for drainage. Then use some hot glue to glue them together. You want to make sure that the drainage holes line up so the water can flow all the way through. Then add a plant and pop it on your front porch. Pick up some of this rope. This is natural jute. Use it with hot glue and coil it around. I'm choosing to create an oval. You could also create a circle depending on the space. For this size rug, I used 7 coils of jute. When it's all done, if you've got some hot glue strings hanging off, you can grab a heat gun or a blow dryer and just heat up those glue strings so you can pull them off. I layered this on my front porch over a buffalo check rug, and I love what it looks like. Grab the tumbling tower game from the toy section. You can leave these as is. I chose to add a light stain to mine. Once they're all dry, I played around with a few different patterns, but this one works really well. I'm creating a flat base with 4 of the blocks, and I'm just going to place them together or glue them together with wood glue so they really hold up. Hot glue is not going to work for this project. Then I'm going to add legs to the outside. I've created a couple different heights with the legs, and now I have 3 plant stands total. What these do is offer a great look for some really small flower pots, but they also get them up off the ground, offering better drainage. I added some flowers in some plastic pots, also from Dollar Tree, and these look beautiful on my front porch. There you have 3 ways to dress up your front porch using inexpensive items from Dollar Tree. I hope this inspires you to create one of these for your own front porch.
The first step is you're going to want to drill a hole for drainage. What I'm going to do to help the plastic not splinter, because it is kind of thin, I'm gonna put some painter's tape. So we're gonna start off, just put a small bit. I'm gonna start small so I don't crack that plastic onto my drill. And I'm just gonna drill straight into that hole in the middle. I'm gonna do the exact same thing on the other pot. And then we're gonna get our bigger bit and make just a bigger drain hole. And I had just a slight bit of cracking on this larger pot. I think it's made out of a thinner plastic, but I'm not worried about it at all because I'm gonna most likely just be sitting a potted plant into this just for looks. You could also fill it with dirt, which I might do down the road. So that's why I wanted to drill a hole just in case. Originally, I put glue on the base of this and it wasn't getting great touch points with the bowl that's gonna go above it. So I'm just going to plan B and I'm gonna take a junk brush, and this will take about a minute or so to bond with the bowl above it. So I'm gonna go ahead and put these together. It doesn't have to be perfect, but just get it about as centered as you can visually do it. And as you can see, they are perfectly adhered together. And next step is taking my beads, and I'm gonna be adding some texture, so I'll just need my scissors so I can cut the beads down to size. I've got my first strand of beads. I'm just gonna take these one line at a time. I'm going to hot glue up this line first, and we're gonna place the beads, and the hot glue will go very quick, dry probably about within 20 seconds. And just snip off the extra beads. And as you can see, we have our first strip of beads, and I'm going to repeat this process. I believe it's 24 times to match up the lines on the base. And if you're going to want to do this exact same project, I will say 15 beaded necklaces is probably your best bet. That'll leave you with a couple extras, but that's a really good starting point. I wasn't exactly sure when I bought my 3 sets of 5, but it worked out really well. But now it's time to head to the garage so I can spray paint. I've got the stone texture applied. I'm gonna give it some time to dry. Kind of cool on the inside, you see the gold shining through. And then I'm gonna follow it up with my black spray paint. I like the texture it's got going on right now. The stone texture on the pot is dry, and now it's time to go in with my black spray paint. And here's a closer look at my DIY beaded flower pot. I love the way it turned out. Not too shabby for only a few items from the Dollar Tree.
Grab a glass bowl from the dollar store for this project. I'm going to place it upside down on a wood round. I'm not going to attach it. I just want to place it there for now. Then I'm going to surround the bowl with wood beads. I found these strings of beads at the dollar store, and it makes for placing them really easy. You can actually leave the string inside, place a bead of glue around the bowl, and then attach the beads. I'm going to let this dry, and then I have room to add the rest of the beads. Once the glue is completely dry, I can pull the bowl out of the center. Now I picked up another smaller bowl at Dollar Tree. I am going to place this on the bottom of the wood round to create a pedestal. Now I'm going to grab a larger wood bead and just fill the holes with some air dry clay to create a solid round ball. Take this outside and give it a coat of spray paint. With everything dry, I'm gluing the larger bead to the bottom of the glass bowl. Then I can just place this bowl right on top of that pedestal, and I have this really cute decoration that I can fill with anything. I could change this up seasonally and use it all over my home.
Grab tall jars from the Dollar Tree. Grab glass bowls from the Dollar Tree. Flip the jar upside down and use glue to adhere marbles to a tall glass jar. Space out marbles and adhere to the jar to give a bobble texture effect. Continue to adhere rows of spaced out marbles. Then adhere a glass bowl to the bottom side of the tall jar. I hope this inspires you to create some cute glass candle holders from the dollar store.
Head to Dollar Tree and pick up wood blocks, 2 wood trays, 2 larger frames, and 2 5x7 frames. Disassemble the larger frames, take 4 wood blocks, and hot glue them to the underside of one of the frames. Take spray paint, if it's warm enough outside, or use chalk paint to paint both frames. Take 2 wood trays and paint them white. Once dry, add a border of gold washi tape to the top. Next, take wood skewers and cut them to size. Hot glue them to each side of the underside of the frames. Hot glue 2 large gold metal rings to the side of the frames on parallel sides. Glue the second frame to the top side of the rings. Cut down paint stir sticks to fit the interior part of the frame and cover them with gold washi tape. Unwrap the 5x7 frames, remove the glass, and place the glass on both levels. And there you have it, a cheap way to create your own inexpensive counter bar on a budget. I hope this inspired you to try this project in your home.
Grab small glass jars and wood cube blocks from the Dollar Tree. Remove wood block cubes from the packaging and adhere the blocks together in rows. Adhere all the rows together. Glue a stack of 4 wood block cubes together and adhere close to the edge and attach another set of wood blocks that will be used as a handle. Create some labels using a Cricut or a cutting machine. Now you have a modern, stylish set of bathroom canister glass jars with labels and wood lids. I hope this inspires you to create your own bathroom decor using wood blocks and glass jars from the Dollar Tree.